Welcome to Tech with Shaping Pixel. In this video, we're diving into the free full crash course and practice exam questions and answers for the AWS Certified Generative AI Developer Professional Certification, AIP-C01. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, we'd love for you to join our growing community. Just hit that subscribe button. Want a downloadable PDF of these questions and answers? You can grab it from our website, www.shapingpixel.com. Full link is in the description below. Navigating the vocabulary of Gen AI. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is when computers simulate human intelligence to perform tasks that once needed people. AI can be found in small phone apps or massive cloud-based systems, helping millions daily. Machine learning and neural networks. Machine learning, a subset of AI, lets computers learn from data and experience using algorithms. Over time, these systems improve and adapt without human intervention. Artificial neural networks, inspired by the human brain, use interconnected nodes to recognize patterns and learn from mistakes, boosting accuracy. Deep learning and generative AI. Deep learning uses neural networks with many layers to analyze complex data like images, sound, and text. Generative AI, a type of deep learning, creates entirely new content such as images, text, or audio based on patterns learned from vast datasets. Foundation models and large language models. Foundation models are trained on huge, diverse datasets and serve as the backbone for generative AI. Large language models built on these foundations use billions of parameters to generate and understand human language, powering chatbots and AI assistants. Natural language processing and transformers. Natural language processing, or NLP, enables computers to understand and generate human language. Transformer models, key to deep learning, process text efficiently and capture relationships within data. Generative pre-trained transformers, or GPTs, combine deep learning and NLP to create human-like text, images, and audio. ChatGPT is a well-known example, showcasing the power of this technology. Responsible AI. Responsible AI means building and using artificial intelligence fairly, ethically, and transparently. It ensures trust and confidence by following rules and frameworks that protect people and businesses. Labeled data. Labeled data is information tagged with details like an image marked as tiger. These labels help machine learning models recognize patterns and learn accurately. Learning methods. Supervised learning uses labeled data to teach models, correcting mistakes along the way. Unsupervised learning finds patterns in unlabeled data, while semi-supervised learning combines both approaches, using a small labeled set to guide a larger unlabeled one. Prompt engineering and chaining. Prompt engineering refines the questions or instructions given to large language models, improving their responses. Prompt chaining links prompts together, creating more natural conversational interactions, especially in chatbots. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, lets AI models access up-to-date external information, ensuring responses are accurate and current even beyond their original training data. Parameters and fine-tuning. Parameters are adjustable values inside models. Fine-tuning means retraining a model on specific data, making it more accurate for specialized tasks. Working with Generative AI on AWS. Amazon Q Developer is a machine learning-powered assistant designed to help software developers tackle everyday challenges, from coding in multiple languages to navigating complex frameworks in cloud APIs. It acts as your coding companion, streamlining your workflow. Key features. With Amazon Q Developer, you can ask questions, generate code snippets, create test cases, debug issues, and even get explanations for existing code. It also runs security scans to catch issues like exposed AWS credentials and common Open Web Application Security Project, or OWASP, vulnerabilities before you commit your code. Integration and setup. Q Developer integrates directly into popular integrated development environments, or IDEs, such as JetBrains, IntelliJ IDEA, Visual Studio, and Visual Studio Code. Simply install the extension, authenticate with your Builder ID or through the Pro plan, and start coding with AI-powered assistance. Language and IDE support. It supports a wide range of programming languages, including Python, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, C#, Go, Rust, and more. It also works with infrastructure as code templates like Amazon CloudFormation and HashiCorp Terraform. Privacy and security. You control your data. The free tier may store snippets to improve the service, but you can opt out. The Pro tier never stores your codebase for service improvement. Tiers and pricing. Choose between a free tier with limited monthly interactions or the Pro tier for unlimited access at $19 per user per month. Amazon Bedrock is changing how developers use artificial intelligence by making powerful foundation models accessible through a single, fully managed service on Amazon Web Services, or AWS. What is Amazon Bedrock? Foundation models are large AI models trained on vast data, capable of tasks like answering questions, generating images, and classifying text. Previously, models were narrow and task-specific, but foundation models offer much broader capabilities. Amazon Bedrock provides a central interface to access these models, all through a familiar AWS API. Supported foundation models. Bedrock supports models from leading providers: AI-21 Labs Jurassic 2 for multilingual text, Anthropic's Claude for conversations, Meta's Llama 2 for content creation, Stability AI's Stable Diffusion for image generation, Cohere's Command and Embed for text understanding, and Amazon's own Titan models for text and embeddings. This variety means you can choose the best model for your needs. Customization and privacy. You can privately customize models using your own data stored in Amazon S3. Bedrock fine-tunes a copy of the model, ensuring your data stays encrypted and within your virtual private cloud, or VPC. Key benefits. With Bedrock, there's no infrastructure to manage, seamless integration, private customization, and democratized access to advanced AI for everyone. Machine learning models demand serious computational power, especially as they grow in size and complexity. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, has developed specialized hardware to optimize both training and inference workloads, making machine learning more efficient and cost-effective. Inferentia and Inferentia 2. AWS first introduced Amazon Inferentia, a chip designed to accelerate inference workloads. The INF1 instance, launched in 2019, offered up to 70% lower cost per inference and more than double the throughput compared to leading GPU-based instances. AWS then released Inferentia 2, powering Inf2 instances, which deliver 4 times higher throughput and up to 10 times lower latency than the original. ENF2 also supports large-scale distributed models, making it ideal for deploying massive language models or vision transformers. Trainium and Trn1. For training, AWS created Amazon Trainium, featured in Trn1 instances. Each Trn1 instance can use up to 16 Trainium accelerators, and Ultra clusters can scale to 30,000 accelerators in a single zone. Trn1 offers 50% lower training costs, while Trn1N doubles networking bandwidth for network-intensive models, boosting performance by up to 20%. AWS Neuron SDK. To leverage these instances, AWS provides the Neuron Software Development Kit, or SDK. It integrates with popular frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch, simplifying deployment and maximizing hardware benefits. With Inferentia, Trainium, and the Neuron SDK, AWS is redefining machine learning performance and cost for both training and inference. Amazon SageMaker is a powerful suite of tools designed to help you build, train, and deploy machine learning models for nearly any use case. It offers flexibility and scalability for both beginners and experts. SageMaker environments. You can access SageMaker through several environments. Use SageMaker Notebook instances for a familiar Jupyter Notebook experience, or try SageMaker Studio, an integrated development environment tailored for machine learning. Studio notebooks launch quickly and support collaboration. For learning, SageMaker Studio Lab is free and does not require an Amazon Web Services account. Prefer R? There's a fully managed R Studio workbench in the cloud. If you want a no-code option, SageMaker Canvas lets you build models without writing code. Building and training models. Start by connecting to your data using Amazon S3 or SageMaker Data Wrangler. Process data with built-in tools or custom code. Build models with over 15 pre-built algorithms or frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. Training is simple. SageMaker manages infrastructure, distributes compute, and can automatically tune your models for accuracy. Deployment and inference. Deploy your trained models to auto-scaled clusters across multiple availability zones. Use multi-model endpoints to serve several models from one endpoint. Generate predictions in real time or with serverless endpoints for flexible inference. Pricing and final thoughts. SageMaker offers a free tier for 2 months, then charges based on usage. Choose on-demand or savings plans for flexibility. Most costs come from compute, storage, and data processing. SageMaker streamlines the entire machine learning workflow. Hugging Face is an independent company with a mission to keep generative artificial intelligence open and accessible. Their goal is to democratize machine learning, making state-of-the-art models available to everyone, regardless of budget or experience. Hugging Face Community and Library. They have built a vibrant, open-source community similar to GitHub, where users can build, train, and deploy machine learning solutions. This collaborative platform hosts hundreds of thousands of pre-trained models, datasets, and scripts, making it easy to get started with artificial intelligence. Hugging Face Transformers and Model Types. Hugging Face is best known for its Transformers library, which features models like BERT and the GPT family. Beyond natural language processing, the platform also offers computer vision and audio models. Hugging Face on AWS SageMaker. Through a partnership with Amazon Web Services, Hugging Face models are now available on Amazon SageMaker. This integration allows users to train, fine-tune, and run inference on Hugging Face models using SageMaker's robust infrastructure. Using Hugging Face with SageMaker. Amazon provides deep learning containers for both training and inference, making it simple to use Hugging Face's tools directly within SageMaker Studio or notebook instances. Benefits of the partnership. This partnership combines Hugging Face's open-source innovation with SageMaker's reliability, performance, and cost efficiency, offering users the best of both worlds. Maximizing development and business data insights with Amazon Q. Meet Amazon Q, a generative artificial intelligence-powered assistant introduced at the reInvent 2023 conference. Designed to transform how you interact with your organization's data, source code, and Amazon Web Services, or AWS, Amazon Q adapts to your business needs and enhances productivity. What can Amazon Q do? Amazon Q is more than just a chatbot. It can generate source code and various programming languages, including structured query language, or SQL. It connects to your corporate data systems, synthesizes large amounts of information, and tailors its responses based on your role. Amazon Q acts as an expert in your business, helping you accomplish more in less time. Like OpenAI's ChatGPT, which uses a large language model for conversational tasks, Amazon Q enables context-based interactions and content creation. Real-world examples. Imagine a graphic designer asking about branding guidelines, or a business analyst requesting an executive summary from meeting notes. A marketing specialist could even generate targeted social media campaigns. Amazon Q remembers conversation history, allowing users to ask follow-up questions and take further actions seamlessly. Where to find Amazon Q? Amazon Q is integrated across AWS services and tools, from the AWS console and documentation to development environments like Visual Studio Code. It also appears in services such as Amazon QuickSight, Amazon Connect, and AWS Supply Chain, making expert assistance always accessible. Amazon Q offers powerful benefits for organizations looking to deploy chat-based conversational applications. Unlike single-model solutions, Amazon Q is built on Amazon Bedrock, which leverages multiple foundation models, including Amazon Titan, as well as models from Anthropic and Meta. Foundation models and training. Amazon Q is uniquely trained on over 17 years of Amazon Web Services documentation and code. This makes it an ideal assistant for answering questions about Amazon Web Services services or helping architect solutions in the Amazon Web Services cloud. Secure data integration. One standout feature is Amazon Q's ability to securely connect to over 40 enterprise applications, including Amazon S3, SharePoint, Confluence, Gmail, and RDS databases. It can index data in formats like text, PDF, CSV, HTML, Word, and PowerPoint. Access controls and privacy. Amazon Q integrates with IAM Identity Center, allowing organizations to set granular access controls. This ensures users only access information they are permitted to see. Importantly, Amazon Web Services never uses your business data to train its underlying models. Trustworthy responses and guardrails. Amazon Q protects against hallucinations by only using your enterprise data for responses unless configured otherwise. It cites every source, supports file uploads for document analysis, and allows administrators to block specific words or phrases, enhancing trust and control. Introducing Amazon Q. Amazon Q is a powerful assistant designed to help your organization by connecting directly to your company's data and leveraging deep expertise in Amazon Web Services, or AWS. AWS Knowledge and Guidance. With over 17 years of AWS training data, Amazon Q can answer questions about the AWS well-architected framework, best practices, and service documentation. Whether you need guidance on building serverless applications or want to know which MySQL versions are supported on Amazon Relational Database Service, Amazon Q provides detailed, cited answers right inside the AWS console. Expertise with company data. Amazon Q's ability to access your company's internal data means it can quickly respond to employee questions, aggregate lists of resources like Lambda functions or EC2 instances, and even provide insights into your AWS spending trends using AWS Cost Explorer. Developer and code support. For developers, Amazon Q offers code analysis, automatic code generation, and help with implementing new features. It works directly in integrated development environments like Visual Studio Code, assists with troubleshooting AWS Lambda errors, and can even upgrade Java codebases automatically. Data integration and analytics. Amazon Q simplifies data integration with AWS Glue, allowing users to create complex jobs using natural language prompts. In Amazon Redshift, it generates SQL queries from plain English, making analytics accessible to everyone. Conversational insights and executive summaries. You can ask Amazon Q in QuickSight questions in a conversational way to uncover the why behind your data. For example, find out why sales dropped in a specific region. Plus, Amazon Q in QuickSight can generate executive summaries and tailor them for different stakeholders. Amazon Q in Connect for customer service. For call centers, Amazon Q in Connect acts as a live assistant, helping agents identify customer issues and suggest solutions in real time. This reduces training time and improves customer satisfaction by providing quick, relevant responses. Amazon Q in AWS Supply Chain. Supply chain managers can use Amazon Q in AWS Supply Chain to ask questions about inventory, explore what-if scenarios, and plan for future risks, ensuring resilience and smarter decision-making. Introducing Amazon Q in QuickSight. Amazon QuickSight is already known for its advanced business intelligence, or BI, features like data visualizations and dashboards. Now, with Amazon Q in QuickSight, business users can take advantage of Generative BI powered by natural language. Generative BI capabilities means you can use everyday language to guide Amazon Q in QuickSight. Want to create a new dashboard or enhance an existing one? Just ask. Need a report that tells a story with your data? Amazon Q in QuickSight can build it for you, making BI more accessible than ever. Empowering enterprise efficiency with Amazon Q Business. Meet Amazon Q Business, a generative artificial intelligence-powered assistant designed to transform how organizations interact with their data. Amazon Q Business can be tailored to answer questions, generate content, and connect to external systems, all based on your unique business needs. How Amazon Q Business works. With Amazon Q Business, you can build web applications that connect to your company's entire knowledge base. This includes corporate data sources, document repositories, and enterprise applications like ServiceNow, Salesforce, Jira, and Slack. The built-in web experience offers an interactive chat, allowing users to ask questions, upload documents, and engage in natural language conversations. Real-world examples. Imagine a graphic designer quickly finding branding guidelines, or a business analyst uploading meeting notes and receiving an executive summary. A marketing specialist could ask Amazon Q to generate social media campaigns based on a new blog post, while a help desk technician might summarize recent issues and create a new ServiceNow incident. These scenarios highlight Amazon Q Business's versatility. Key features and benefits. Amazon Q Business remembers conversation history for up to 30 days, enabling follow-up questions and actions. Administrators can configure it to use its large language model knowledge, ensuring accurate, insightful responses that streamline processes and boost productivity across your organization. To start crawling your enterprise data sources in Amazon Q Business, you first need to create a retriever. A retriever is responsible for fetching information from the index that stores all your crawled enterprise data, delivering real-time answers to user questions during conversations. Creating a native retriever. When setting up your Amazon Q Business application, you can create a native retriever. This retriever can index data from sources like Amazon S3, Google Drive, Microsoft Exchange, or even your company website. You can also upload documents directly. Each enterprise index can have between 1 and 50 units, with each unit supporting up to 20,000 documents. For example, 50 units allow you to crawl up to 1 million documents. Using existing Amazon Kendra indexes. If you already have an Amazon Kendra index, you can simply point your new Amazon Q Business application to it. This means no extra provisioning or configuration is needed to access your existing data. Plugins and integrations. Amazon Q Business supports plugins, letting users interact with third-party applications like Jira, Salesforce, ServiceNow, or Zendesk directly from within a conversation, streamlining workflows. Document enrichments. Document enrichments in Amazon Q Business give you control over ingested data. You can remove personally identifiable information or use custom Lambda functions for advanced processing, such as extracting text from images. Empowering users with Amazon Q apps. Administrators can enable Amazon Q apps, allowing users to create custom generative AI applications from natural language prompts or conversations, all without writing code or managing infrastructure. Amazon Q is designed to give organizations control over how artificial intelligence responds to user prompts. With built-in guardrails, Amazon Q helps ensure that responses are accurate, secure, and tailored to your enterprise's needs. Preventing hallucinations and ensuring accuracy. A common concern with AI systems is hallucination, where the AI generates inaccurate information. Amazon Q addresses this by only using your company's authoritative data to answer questions, unless you choose otherwise. Each response includes in-text citations and a linked source list, so users can verify and explore the information further. Admin controls and file uploads. Administrators can set up chat controls, such as allowing or blocking file uploads in the chat. By default, users can upload documents and ask Amazon Q to summarize or extract insights, making it easy to work with ad hoc content. Blocked words and custom responses. Amazon Q supports blocking specific words or phrases to protect your company's reputation. You can even set a default response for prompts containing blocked terms, adding another layer of control. Granular access with IAM Identity Center. Amazon Q integrates with IAM Identity Center, letting you define detailed access controls. This ensures only authorized users can access sensitive information based on their roles and permissions. Data privacy and model training. Importantly, AWS never uses your data from Amazon Q to train its underlying models, keeping your sensitive information private. Let's walk through how to create a new Amazon Q business application from scratch using the AWS console. This process is straightforward and helps you quickly deploy generative AI for your business needs. Naming and roles. Start by searching for Amazon Q Business in the console and clicking Get Started. Click Create Application, then give your application a name. For example, you might call it My-Demo-Q Application. Next, choose how to authorize Amazon. You can create a new service-linked role, a new service role, or use an existing one. By default, your data will be encrypted with an AWS Managed Key Management Service key. Retriever setup. After naming, move to Step 2. Here, select your retriever. You can use the native retriever, which supports up to 10,000 documents and half a query per second, or connect to an existing Amazon Kendra implementation. For this demo, we'll stick with the native retriever. Data sources. In Step 3, configure data sources. Amazon Q supports a wide range, including S3 buckets, web crawlers, RDS databases, GitHub, Google Drive, Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, and Slack. You can select up to 5 sources for your application. Finally, add users and groups from your IAM Identity Center. Assign existing users, confirm your selections, and click Create Application. That's it. Your Amazon Q business application is ready to use. To start interacting with an Amazon Q business application, users first access their application's web experience URL. The system prompts for sign-in using IAM Identity Center credentials. Once authenticated, users are greeted with a familiar chatbot interface, ready for their queries and tasks. Chatbot interface and data sources. Initially, if you ask a general question like, "What is the capital of Greece?" Amazon Q may not provide an answer. This is because, by default, Amazon Q only responds using authoritative enterprise data. If no data sources are connected, it cannot answer such prompts, as indicated by the message, "Responding from approved sources." Uploading documents and interacting. However, users can upload documents directly into the conversation. Up to 5 files, each up to 10 megabytes, are supported in formats like PDF, text, Office files, and CSV. For example, uploading the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner Exam Guide allows Amazon Q to answer questions based solely on that document's content. Contextual follow-up and content creation. Amazon Q remembers the context of your conversation. After uploading a document, you can ask follow-up questions without re-uploading. For instance, asking about unscored questions or requesting a social media post about the exam will yield accurate, context-aware responses, all based on your uploaded file. To configure guardrails and chat controls in your Amazon Q business application, start by accessing the Administrator Controls. Under Enhancements, select Admin Controls and Guardrails. Here, you can manage both global controls and topic-specific controls to shape user interactions. Enabling LLM query options. Within global controls, you can allow end users to send queries directly to the large language model, or LLM, and let Amazon Q fall back to LLM knowledge if enterprise data is insufficient. Enabling these options gives users flexibility to query beyond approved enterprise data sources, either by toggling a setting in the chat interface or automatically when enterprise data cannot answer a prompt. Blocking words and custom responses. If you want to restrict certain topics, such as blocking the word capital, simply add it as a blocked word in the admin controls. You can even customize the Amazon Q response when a user submits a prompt containing a blocked word, ensuring compliance with company policies. Topic controls for sensitive data. For more nuanced control, set up topic controls. For example, restrict access to quarterly financial results so only members of the finance team can view them. Define the topic, add example prompts, and specify which users or groups are allowed access. Summary. These guardrails and chat controls help ensure Amazon Q's responses align with your organization's guidelines, protect sensitive information, and maintain a consistent corporate voice. Configuring these settings is essential for secure and compliant enterprise AI interactions. Introduction to plugins. Let's explore how to configure plugins in your Amazon Q business applications. Plugins extend the capabilities of Amazon Q, allowing you to connect with other tools and streamline your business processes directly within the application. Types of plugins. There are two types of plugins available: custom plugins and built-in plugins. Custom plugins let you integrate Amazon Q with third-party applications for specialized actions or data queries. However, today we'll focus on built-in plugins, which are ready-made integrations. Adding a built-in plugin. Amazon Q Business offers 4 built-in plugins: ServiceNow, Jira, Salesforce, and Zendesk. Each application can have up to 3 plugins enabled at once. To add a plugin, simply select it from the menu, then click the plus sign next to your chosen plugin. Authentication and secrets. When adding a plugin like ServiceNow, you'll need to provide a plugin name, the base URL of your instance, and authentication details. You can create a new secret in Secrets Manager or use an existing one, as long as it starts with the prefix Q Business. Consistency across plugins. The setup process is nearly identical for Jira, Salesforce, and Zendesk plugins. Once configured, any authorized user can access these plugins, making integration seamless for your entire team. Amazon Q for builders and developers. Amazon Q is now available right inside your AWS console, making it easier than ever for builders to get instant guidance. Just click the Q icon on the right-hand side to start asking questions directly within the console. Getting started with Amazon Q. You can ask Amazon Q about AWS services, troubleshooting, or best practices. Instead of searching through documentation, get answers and recommendations tailored to your needs, all without leaving the page you are working on. Using Q for EC2 recommendations. Amazon Q integrates with core AWS services like Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, or EC2. When launching an EC2 instance, use the Get Advice button in the Instance Type section. This opens a panel where you describe your workload, such as application hosting or web server needs. Example, choosing an instance type. After submitting your requirements, Q recommends instance families like M7G, C7G, C6G, T4G, and M6G, explaining the balance between price and performance. You can ask follow-up questions, such as which size to choose for a specific number of users, and Q will provide detailed advice. Q for best practices and guidance. Beyond instance selection, Q helps with architectural patterns and best practices. For example, ask how to build a serverless CRUD application, and Q will outline the services and steps you need. Troubleshooting errors in the Amazon Web Services, or AWS, console just got easier with Amazon Q. Whenever you see a red error or an informational pop-up, Amazon Q can help you understand the issue and guide you toward a solution. Using Q for error investigation. For example, if you notice an access denied error under the cost and usage panel on your AWS console homepage, simply open the Q chat window on the right. Type your question, like, "Why am I getting an access denied error under cost and usage?" Amazon Q will explain the error and offer troubleshooting advice. Troubleshoot button in AWS Lambda example. Some AWS services offer an even quicker way to troubleshoot. In the AWS Lambda console, if you run a function without the right permissions, you might see a Troubleshoot with Amazon Q button. Click it, and Q analyzes the error. For instance, if Lambda cannot access Amazon S3, Q will identify the missing permissions. Getting step-by-step help and support. Click Help Me Resolve for step-by-step instructions to fix the issue. If you still need assistance, you can ask Q to help you contact AWS support by typing "Get Support" and describing your problem. Supported services and regions. Currently, the Troubleshoot with Amazon Q feature supports Amazon EC2, Amazon ECS, Amazon S3, and AWS Lambda, but only in the US West 2 or Oregon region. Amazon Q brings AWS guidance right into your integrated development environment, or IDE, making it easier for developers to get help without ever leaving their workspace. Let us walk through how to set it up and use it effectively. Setting up Amazon Q. To start, install the AWS Toolkit extension for either Visual Studio Code or JetBrains IDEs. Once installed, open the AWS Toolkit tab, find the Q label, and click Sign In to get started. You will be prompted to log in with your AWS Builder ID or sign up if you do not have one. Grant the necessary permissions to enable Amazon Q and Code Whisperer. Using Amazon Q in your IDE. After setup, click the Amazon Q icon on the left. Open a chat window and ask questions like, "Generate code to interact with S3 in Python." Amazon Q will provide ready-to-use code snippets, which you can copy or insert directly into your file. You can also upvote or downvote responses to help improve accuracy. Optimizing and debugging code. Paste your code into the chat and ask for optimization or debugging help. Amazon Q will suggest improvements, such as avoiding hard-coded credentials and following AWS best practices. Limitations and final tips. Currently, Amazon Q only answers in English and cannot remember previous chats or access your specific AWS account details. Let us explore the essential commands you should know when using Amazon Q, Amazon's AI-powered assistant designed to boost your productivity and streamline your workflow. Basic commands. When you open a new Amazon Q chat window, you can press the / key to see available actions. Two basic commands stand out. The first is /clear, which wipes your chat window for a fresh start. The second is /help, which provides guidance on what Amazon Q can do, including helpful tips about confidentiality, accuracy, and feedback. Code Whisperer commands. Amazon Q also integrates with Amazon Code Whisperer, a machine learning-powered coding assistant that generates code snippets as you type in your integrated development environment, or IDE. To use these advanced commands, you will need a Code Whisperer professional license. Transform command. The /transform command helps upgrade your codebase, for example, moving from Java 8 to Java 17. Amazon Q analyzes your code, creates a transformation plan, updates dependencies, and even generates tests to ensure everything works. Dev command. With the /dev command, simply describe the feature you want in plain English. Amazon Q will analyze your project, propose an implementation plan, and update your codebase once you approve. Amazon Q is transforming how users interact with AWS data services, especially AWS Glue and Amazon Redshift. By integrating advanced AI assistants directly into these platforms, Amazon Q makes data integration and analysis more accessible for everyone. Amazon Q with AWS Glue. AWS Glue can be complex, but Amazon Q brings a chat interface right into the Glue console. This means you can ask questions in plain English, get instant help, and receive expert guidance on Glue-specific issues. Whether you need to generate new code, troubleshoot errors, or optimize scripts, Q acts as your personal Glue expert. For example, you can ask Q to write an extract, transform, and load script to move data from Amazon S3 to DynamoDB, or help resolve access errors when writing to Redshift. Amazon Q with Amazon Redshift. Amazon Q also integrates with the Amazon Redshift query editor. Here, you can describe your data needs in natural language, and Q will generate the SQL code for you. It uses your query history, database connection, and schema context to tailor the code, making it easy to analyze your data without deep SQL knowledge. Productivity and ease of use. With Amazon Q, you spend less time learning technical details and more time getting results. It streamlines workflows, reduces the need for coding expertise, and empowers users to work smarter with AWS data services. Amazon CodeCatalyst brings together all the tools you need to write, test, build, and deploy code. Now, with the integration of Amazon Q, your software development workflow gets even smarter and more efficient. Pull request summaries and comment summaries. Amazon Q offers 3 key features in CodeCatalyst. First, it can automatically generate pull request summaries by analyzing both the source and destination branches, describing the changes and their purpose. Second, Q can summarize comments on pull requests, highlighting common suggestions from feedback. These comment summaries are temporary and will disappear if you refresh or delete the pull request. Assigning issues to Amazon Q. The third feature lets you assign issues directly to Amazon Q. Simply create an issue in CodeCatalyst, provide a detailed title and description, and assign it to Q. This is especially useful for backlog items that might otherwise go unresolved due to time or resource constraints. How Amazon Q solves issues. After assigning, you choose your feedback level, whether Q can update workflow files, and which repository to use. Q then drafts a solution, creates a branch, and submits a pull request for your review. With Amazon Q in CodeCatalyst, you gain productivity, expertise, and streamlined development, making your workflow faster and more effective. Enhancing IDE development with AI capabilities using Amazon Q Developer. Developers juggle multiple languages, frameworks, and cloud providers, often wishing for a smart assistant. Enter Amazon Q Developer, a machine learning-powered tool designed to make software development smoother, faster, and more efficient. Key features. Amazon Q Developer answers your coding questions, generates code snippets, creates test cases, debugs issues, and explains existing code. It even runs security scans to flag issues like AWS credentials problems and Common Open Web Application Security Project, or OWASP, vulnerabilities. The tool integrates directly into your development environment, so you never have to leave your workflow for help. Integration and setup. You can add Amazon Q Developer as an extension or plugin in JetBrains IDEs and Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio users need the AWS Toolkit extension. Authenticate using your Builder ID for free access, or use the Pro plan with your organization's Identity Center. Language and IDE support. Q Developer supports Python, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, C#, Go, Rust, and more. It also works with infrastructure as code templates like Amazon CloudFormation and HashiCorp Terraform. Privacy and security. Free users' code snippets may be stored to improve the service, but you can turn this off. Pro users' code is never stored. Tiers and pricing. The free tier has monthly limits, while Pro offers unlimited access for $19 per user per month. Ready to boost your coding workflow? Let's see how you can interact with Amazon Q Developer right inside your integrated development environment, or IDE, for smarter, faster development. Starting a chat. After installing the Amazon Q extension and logging in with your Builder ID, click the Amazon Q icon on the left. This opens a chat window alongside your files, letting you ask questions directly as you code. Generating and inserting code. Need help with AWS services like Amazon S3 in Python? Just type your request in the chat. QDeveloper provides ready-to-use code snippets. You can copy, paste, or click Insert at Cursor to add code directly into your file. Using shortcuts. Speed things up with handy shortcuts. Highlight code and press Option-Command-E to get an explanation. For optimization tips, use Option-Command-A. To fix code, try Option-Command-Y. These shortcuts make it easy to get instant feedback and improvements. Optimizing and fixing code. QDeveloper suggests best practices like securing credentials or improving error handling. Upvote or downvote responses to help improve the service's accuracy for everyone. General coding help. You can also ask about general Python syntax or other coding questions. Amazon QDeveloper is your coding assistant right in your IDE. Let's walk through how to use Amazon QDeveloper to generate code snippets right inside Visual Studio Code. First, open your Visual Studio Code environment and look for the Q icon on the left side. Click it to open the Amazon QDeveloper panel. For this demonstration, we'll focus on generating code, not using the chat window. Amazon QDeveloper is designed to help generate AWS-specific code snippets quickly and efficiently. Let us see how it performs with real-world tasks, from listing S3 buckets to creating infrastructure as code using CloudFormation templates. S3 bucket example. To start, imagine you want a Python function to list all your Amazon S3 buckets. By simply adding a comment describing the function, QDeveloper generates code that creates an S3 resource and prints each bucket name. However, it missed importing the Bodo3 library, which caused an error. After manually adding import Bodo3, the code worked perfectly, displaying all bucket names in the AWS account. CloudFormation example. Next, QDeveloper can generate infrastructure as code by specifying a CloudFormation template in YAML to create a T2.micro EC2 instance with HTTP access. QDeveloper suggests the correct template version, description, and resource structure. It even helps configure a security group for HTTP access from anywhere. Some manual adjustments are still needed, such as updating resource names and filling in image IDs, but the process is much faster than writing from scratch. Guidance and limitations. QDeveloper is most effective when you provide clear direction. It sometimes misses best practices or makes mistakes, so it is not a replacement for a skilled programmer. Knowing your coding goals ensures you get the best results from its suggestions. If you use Amazon QDeveloper for inline code generation, knowing how to adjust its settings can help you tailor your coding experience and protect your code. Accessing Amazon QDeveloper settings. To get started, open your Integrated Development Environment, or IDE, settings. In Visual Studio Code, click on Code, then Settings, and navigate to Extensions. Here, you'll find the Amazon Q extension settings. Managing code reference logs. One important feature is the Amazon Q Developer Reference Log. Click the Q icon, then the three dots in the chat box, and select Open Code Reference Log. This opens a terminal window showing code references, including license types and URLs for open-source training data when matches are found. Controlling code sharing with AWS. By default, Amazon QDeveloper shares your code content with Amazon Web Services, or AWS, to improve code suggestions. If you want to keep your code private, especially on the individual tier, you can toggle this setting off. On the professional tier, your code is not collected for service improvement. Adjusting import recommendations. Finally, you can control whether Amazon QDeveloper includes import statements in its code suggestions. If you already manage your imports, simply disable this feature to streamline your workflow. Amplifying development efficiency using Amazon Q Developer for security, transformation, and customizations. Amazon Q Developer is not just about chat and code generation. It also includes a powerful security scanning feature designed to help you find and fix security issues in your code, making your projects safer. What security scans detect? Security scans with Amazon Q Developer focus on two main areas: code security and code quality. They can detect vulnerabilities like resource leaks, SQL injection, hard-coded credentials, and infrastructure as code misconfigurations. For code quality, they highlight performance issues and recommend AWS best practices. How to use security scans. You can scan your entire code base or analyze code as you write thanks to automatic scans. Security scanning is available in both Visual Studio Code and JetBrains integrated development environments. Just install the Amazon Q extension, click the Q button, and select Run Project Scans to get started. Reviewing and fixing issues. After scanning, Amazon Q Developer lists detected issues in your integrated development environment's Problems section. You can review each issue, see detailed descriptions, and even get links to documentation. For some issues, you can use Q Developer to explain or automatically fix the problem. Supported languages and final thoughts. Security scans support languages like Java, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Ruby, Go, C#, C, C++, PHP, AWS CloudFormation, AWS Cloud Development Kit, and HashiCorp Terraform. With Amazon Q Developer, keeping your code secure is easier than ever. Amazon Q Developer Pro users can unlock a powerful feature: customization capability. This lets you train Q Developer on your organization's internal code bases, documentation, and best practices, making code suggestions more relevant and tailored to your needs. How customization works. To get started, simply select the repositories and code you want Q Developer to learn from. You can connect to sources like Amazon S3 or use code connections for platforms such as GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. This ensures Q Developer understands your organization's unique coding style and can provide suggestions that fit seamlessly into your workflow. Requirements and supported languages. For effective customization, include at least 10 data files in your chosen language with a total size between 2 megabytes and 20 gigabytes. Avoid code with bugs or vulnerabilities and stick to supported languages: Java, JavaScript, Python, and TypeScript. Managing and updating customizations. You can create multiple customizations for different teams, update them as your code base evolves, and even roll back to previous versions if needed. Each customization can have up to 3 versions, ensuring flexibility and control. Benefits for developers. Customizations help onboard new developers faster by providing code suggestions based on your internal codebase, boosting productivity and making it easier to navigate complex projects. Amazon Q Developer offers 2 powerful agents, one for code transformation and another for software development. These tools are designed to help developers upgrade code bases and build new features faster and more efficiently within their integrated development environment. Code Transformation Agent. The Amazon Q Developer Agent for Code Transformation upgrades Java projects from Java 8 or Java 11 to Java 17. To use it, your project must build with Maven, finish building in under 55 minutes, and avoid non-Java plugins or private network dependencies. Once requirements are met, simply enter the command /transform in the Q Developer chat window, select your project, and let the agent analyze, plan, and upgrade your code. It updates deprecated code, manages dependencies, and even runs your unit tests to ensure everything works as expected. Software Development Agent. The Q Developer Agent for software development lets you add new features or refactor code using plain English commands. For example, type implement an image upload function or describe how to split a large Lambda function. The agent reviews your codebase, proposes an implementation plan, and generates code suggestions for your approval. How to use and benefits. Both agents streamline development, saving hours or even days. You can review, accept, or reject changes, ensuring full control over your codebase and maximizing developer productivity. Access and free tier. Amazon Q Developer is available to all AWS users with a Builder ID, and there is a free tier to try both features at no cost. Enhancing the CLI experience with Amazon Q Developer for Command Line. Developers often rely on the command line, but remembering the exact syntax for every command can be challenging. That is where Amazon Q Developer for Command Line steps in, offering AI-powered assistance right in your terminal. Key features. Amazon Q Developer for Command Line helps you create and complete commands for shell scripting and popular tools like the AWS Command Line Interface, Git, NPM, and Docker. It is currently available for Mac OS and integrates seamlessly with terminal emulators such as the Mac OS Terminal, iTerm2, Hyper, and even terminals embedded in IDEs like Visual Studio Code and JetBrains. Getting started. To begin, download the application package from the provided link. Once downloaded, move Amazon Q Developer into your Applications folder. When you open the app, you will be prompted to authenticate using your AWS Builder ID or the IAM Identity Center. You will also need to grant permission for Amazon Q Developer to access your data, enabling features like Amazon Q Chat, inline code suggestions, security scans, and access to your AWS accounts. Using Amazon Q Developer. After setup, launch a new shell session. You can chat with Q Developer, complete CLI commands, and even translate natural language into Bash commands. Customization and integration. Customize your settings for key bindings, terminal integrations, and permissions to fit your workflow. Did you know you can chat with Amazon Q Developer right from your command line, just like in the AWS console or your integrated development environment? Let's see how you can get started and make the most of this powerful tool. Getting started. First, download the Q Developer application. After installation, make sure to restart your terminal so Q Developer is recognized. Once you're set up, simply open a new terminal window and type Q Chat to activate the chat feature. Now you're ready to interact with Q Developer using natural language. Using Q Developer Chat. You can ask questions like, how do I create a new branch with Git? Q Developer will respond with the correct command syntax, explain what the command does, and suggest your next steps, such as adding and pushing files with Git. Everything happens right in your terminal. Context modifiers. Q Developer can also consider your environment using context modifiers. Use @git for Git status, @env for environment variables, and @history for recent command history. These modifiers help Q Developer provide more relevant answers based on your current context. Personalized assistance. With context modifiers, Q Developer gains situational awareness. It can debug, explain, and assist based on your Git status, environment, and command history, giving you tailored, custom assistance directly in your command line. Amazon Q Developer for Command Line brings intelligent command completion and auto-suggestions right to your terminal. Whether you are navigating folders or running commands, Q Developer streamlines your workflow. It works seamlessly with popular tools like the Amazon Web Services command line, Docker, and more, making your command line experience faster and smarter. Demonstration of command completion. Let's see it in action. When you start typing a command, such as changing directories with cd, QDeveloper instantly suggests available folders. You can scroll through the list or type a few letters to quickly select your destination. The same applies to commands like git, where it auto-completes options and arguments, saving you time and reducing errors. Customizing your experience. You can personalize QDeveloper's behavior in its application settings. Adjust how suggestions appear, choose whether a space is added after arguments, or enable instant command execution. Prefer verbose suggestions? You can set that too. You can even disable suggestions for specific tools or trigger completions only when you press the Tab key. Privacy and preferences. In the Preferences section, you control startup behavior and advanced features. By default, data sharing with Amazon Web Services is enabled to improve the service, but you can turn this off for more privacy. Final thoughts. Amazon QDeveloper for Command Line is designed to boost productivity and adapt to your workflow. Try it out and see how it transforms your terminal experience. Let's explore a couple of helpful features in QDeveloper for Command Line that can make your workflow smoother and more efficient. Natural language translation feature. First up is QDeveloper's ability to translate natural language into shell commands. If you ever find yourself unsure about the correct command line syntax, this feature is a real time saver. Simply type qtranslate, and you'll be prompted to describe what you want to do in plain English. For example, you might type, copy a file from desktop to Amazon S3. QDeveloper will then generate the appropriate shell command for you, making it easy to perform tasks without memorizing complex syntax. Editing and regenerating commands. Once you have your generated command, you can execute it right away. But if you need to make changes, you can edit the command directly, like updating a file name. If the command isn't quite right, you can regenerate the answer or ask a more specific question for better results. Troubleshooting with QDoctor. If something goes wrong with QDeveloper for Command Line, use the QDoctor command. This tool will try to identify and fix any issues with the application automatically. And if problems persist, simply run QIssue to report the problem directly to the QDeveloper team for further assistance. Building and scaling generative AI applications with Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock is a managed service from Amazon Web Services, or AWS, designed to give you easy access to powerful foundation models through simple API calls. This means you can build generative AI applications at scale without creating your own models from scratch. What are foundation models? Foundation models are large artificial intelligence models trained on vast, unlabeled datasets. They serve as the backbone for generative AI, enabling tasks like language understanding, conversation, and image creation. These models are much broader and more capable than traditional machine learning models. Key providers and their models. Amazon Bedrock supports models from leading providers. Amazon offers the Titan model for general text generation. Anthropic's models excel at question answering and content generation. Cohere specializes in language understanding and dialogue. Meta's LLAMA2 is great for research and chat applications. Stability AI's SDXL models focus on generating detailed images from text. A211 Labs provides models for summarization, draft generation, and ideation. Choosing the right model. Each provider's models are trained differently, so results can vary. Amazon Bedrock includes playgrounds and model evaluations to help you find the best fit for your needs. As the field evolves, new models and providers will appear. For the latest options, always check the AWS documentation. When you first start using Amazon Bedrock, your Amazon Web Services account will not have access to any foundation models by default. To get started, an administrator with the correct permissions must add the required models to your account before anyone else can use them. Model selection. Choosing which models to add depends on your business needs. For example, if you want to use Bedrock for text or chat applications, you might request access to a model from Cohere or Anthropic. If your goal is to generate images, you would likely select a model from a provider such as Stability AI. The right model depends on your specific use case. Managing model access. Access to these models is managed in the Model Access area of the Amazon Bedrock console. Here, you can easily navigate between different model providers, expanding or collapsing each section to view available foundation models. The dashboard clearly shows which models your account currently has access to, such as the Command model by Cohere. Requesting and approving access. To request access to a new model, select Manage Model Access and choose your desired models using the tick boxes. Once confirmed, your request will show as in progress. After approval, your administrator receives an email confirming marketplace approval, and the model status updates to Access Granted. Amazon Bedrock Playgrounds let you experiment with different foundation models using a simple graphical interface. Whether you are working with text, chat, or image-based models, these playgrounds help you explore which generative AI model best fits your needs. Experimenting with inference parameters. You can adjust prompts and inference parameters to influence the model's responses. For example, the Jurassic 2 Mid-Foundation model by AI-21 Labs offers settings for randomness and diversity, such as temperature and top P, as well as options for response length and repetition. Prompt engineering lets you refine your inputs, making AI outputs more relevant for your specific use case. Example: adjusting temperature. Setting the temperature parameter closer to 0 makes responses more focused, while higher values create more diverse outputs. For instance, asking when is the best time of year to visit London with a temperature of 0 gives a concise answer, but raising it to 0.9 results in a broader, more varied response. Model metrics and evaluation. Playgrounds also display model metrics like latency, token counts, and cost. You can define metric criteria, such as setting a maximum latency, to see if a model meets your requirements. This helps you evaluate and compare models efficiently. Amazon Bedrock offers powerful tools for evaluating generative artificial intelligence models, helping organizations choose the right foundation model for their needs. Let us break down the main evaluation options available in Bedrock. Automatic evaluations. Automatic evaluations are fully managed by Amazon Web Services, or AWS. You select a foundation model, task type, and metrics like toxicity, accuracy, or robustness. Then you choose a dataset, such as GigaWord or Wikitext2, or upload your own. Results are stored securely in Amazon's Simple Storage Service, or S3. This process is efficient and unbiased, providing a scorecard to help you compare model performance. Human evaluations. For deeper insights, Bedrock supports human-in-the-loop evaluations. You can bring your own work team or use Amazon's SageMaker Ground Truth to manage external experts. Human evaluators rate model responses using thumbs up or down, Likert scales, or ordinal ranking. This approach helps you assess if a model matches your organization's style, tone, and specific requirements, offering flexibility with custom tasks and metrics. AWS Managed Work Team. Alternatively, AWS can assemble a managed workforce for your evaluation. You consult with AWS to define your needs, select expertise areas, and set up the evaluation job. AWS handles the rest, ensuring expert human judgment. With these options, Bedrock empowers organizations to make informed, fair, and effective model choices. Amazon Bedrock provides powerful foundation models that you can access directly from your applications using API calls. Let us quickly explore the 3 main methods you can use to interact with Amazon Bedrock APIs and what each approach involves. AWS SDK access. The first method is using the Amazon Web Services Software Development Kit, or AWS SDK. At the time of this video, the AWS SDK supports several programming languages, including C++, Go, Java, JavaScript, .NET, Python using Boto 3, and Ruby. Each SDK has its own way of interacting with Bedrock APIs, so be sure to check the official AWS documentation for specific API references and runtime details for your chosen language. AWS CLI access. The second method is the Amazon Web Services Command Line Interface, or AWS CLI. To use this, you need to download and install the AWS CLI, then configure it using the AWS configure command. Make sure your credentials have the necessary permissions to access Amazon Bedrock. For detailed Bedrock CLI commands, refer to the AWS documentation. SageMaker Notebook access. The third method is through an Amazon SageMaker notebook. Here, the notebook's role must have the correct permissions to access Amazon Bedrock, defined via an inline policy. Additionally, you must update the trust relationship to allow both Bedrock and SageMaker service principals. Once set up, you can use the Python Boto 3 SDK within your notebook to invoke API operations seamlessly. Amazon Bedrock orchestration using knowledge bases and agents. Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases are designed to help you build generative AI applications that use your own external data, not just what the foundation models already know. This means your AI can answer questions with the most current and relevant information. What is Amazon Bedrock Knowledge Base? A knowledge base in Amazon Bedrock lets you connect private, up-to-date data sources to your AI application. By doing this, you can supplement the foundation model's training data, ensuring your responses are accurate and tailored to your needs. How Retrieval Augmented Generation works. This process uses Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. RAG is a framework that allows you to provide extra factual data to the AI model. For example, if you want the latest stock information, RAG helps the model find and use that data from external sources. Pre-processing, preparing your data. First, your data is divided into smaller segments called chunks. These chunks are transformed into embeddings, which are numerical representations capturing the meaning of the data. The embeddings are stored in a vector index, linking back to the original documents. Runtime execution, generating responses. When a user asks a question, the system turns it into a vector and compares it to the stored embeddings. The most relevant data is retrieved, and the AI uses this context to generate a precise, up-to-date response for the user. Building a knowledge base with Amazon Bedrock is a streamlined process, broken down into 4 clear steps. Let us walk through each stage to help you get started efficiently and securely. Step 1. Knowledge base details. First, give your knowledge base a unique name and description to distinguish it from others. Assign an Identity and Access Management, or IAM, role with the right permissions. You can let Bedrock create a new service role or select an existing one. For added security, consider enabling Key Management Service, or KMS, encryption. You can also tag your resource for easier management. Step 2. Configure data source. Next, define your data source. Provide a name and the Universal Resource Indicator, or URI, which must point to an Amazon Simple Storage Service, or S3, location. Supported formats include text, Markdown, HTML, Word, CSV, Excel, and PDF. You can add up to 5 data sources and set encryption or chunking options. Step 3. Embeddings model and vector store. Now, select your embeddings model and choose a vector store. You can quickly create a new Amazon OpenSearch serverless vector store for development, or pick an existing store like Amazon Aurora, Pinecone, or Redis Enterprise Cloud. Configure redundancy and encryption as needed. Step 4. Review and create. Finally, review your settings and create the knowledge base. Bedrock will pre-process your data and set up the vector store. This may take some time. Final tips. After creation, sync your data sources. Remember to resync if your data changes. Amazon Bedrock offers powerful ways to interact with your knowledge base, making it easier to build smarter, more responsive applications. Let us explore 3 key options for integrating your application with your knowledge base using Amazon Bedrock APIs. Retrieve and Generate API. The Retrieve and Generate API is designed for Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, applications. With this API, you can query your knowledge base and generate responses based on the most relevant information found. It can cite up to 5 different sources, but will only reference those that are truly relevant to your query. This ensures your application delivers accurate, well-supported answers to users. Retrieve API. If you need direct access to information, the Retrieve API is your go-to tool. This API allows your application to query the knowledge base and retrieve specific data. It is ideal for orchestrating sequences where you need precise information without generating additional content, giving you more control over the data flow. Amazon Bedrock Agent. For even more automation, consider using an Amazon Bedrock agent with your knowledge base. Agents can help end users retrieve data and automate tasks by calling APIs. This enables your application to generate augmented responses and streamline complex workflows. With these options, Amazon Bedrock empowers you to create intelligent, efficient, and user-friendly applications that leverage your knowledge base to its fullest potential. Amazon Bedrock agents are automated helpers designed to streamline your generative AI applications. They act as orchestration tools, connecting foundation models, data sources, and knowledge bases while managing user engagement and API requests for a seamless experience. How agents work and their benefits. By integrating Bedrock agents, development teams can focus on business objectives instead of tedious coding. This reduces development time and costs. Agents also enhance customer experiences by automating tasks like booking reservations and communicating naturally with users to confirm details. Key capabilities of Bedrock agents. Bedrock agents can converse in natural language, complete user requests, break down tasks, make API calls, integrate with knowledge bases, and manage source attribution. These features enable advanced automation and responsiveness in your applications. Build time execution explained. During build time execution, you configure your agent by selecting a foundation model, setting instructions, and optionally adding action groups or knowledge bases. You can also customize prompt templates, which serve as blueprints for how the agent interacts with users and data. Runtime execution overview. At runtime, the agent processes user input, orchestrates actions using foundation models and action groups, and queries knowledge bases. This cycle repeats until the agent gathers enough information to respond, ensuring efficient and accurate user interactions. Creating an agent in the AWS Management Console is a streamlined process designed to help you configure powerful automation within Amazon Bedrock. Let us walk through the essential steps and options you will encounter. Step-by-step creation. Start by navigating to the Agent option under Orchestration in the AWS Bedrock dashboard. When you create a new agent, you will first provide its name and an optional description. Next, set up IAM permissions, which allow your agent to access necessary AWS services. You can let Bedrock create a service role for you or use an existing one, but ensure it has permissions for Bedrock models, Amazon S3 schemas, knowledge bases, and Key Management Service, or KMS, encryption. Choose your preferred KMS key for encryption or use the default. Then, select a foundation model and enter clear instructions for your agent, including style and tone, such as, "You are a booking assistant for a chain of restaurants. You are kind, polite, and well-spoken." Optional features. You can add action groups to automate tasks, specifying Lambda functions or API schemas. Optionally, connect a knowledge base to enhance your agent's responses. Advanced prompt templates can be customized for improved accuracy. Finalizing and testing. Save your agent as a working draft, test its behavior, and refine as needed. When ready, publish a version with an alias for your applications to use via Invoke Agent requests. Interacting with Amazon Bedrock Foundation models using APIs. Before you can interact with Amazon Bedrock APIs, there are a few essential steps to complete. Let's walk through the setup process so you can start working with foundation models in your applications quickly and efficiently. Managing model access. First, you need to manage your foundation model access. In Amazon Bedrock, you must enable access to specific models before making any API calls. Head to the Amazon Bedrock service in the Amazon Web Services, or AWS, Management Console. Click the menu on the left, then select Model Access. Here, you'll see which models you can use and which you cannot. To enable a model, click Manage Model Access, select your desired models, and click Save. Remember, model access is region-specific. If you switch AWS regions, you'll need to repeat these steps. Setting up your IDE. Next, set up your Integrated Development Environment, or IDE. You can use AWS Cloud9, a cloud-based IDE, to interact with the Boto 3 software development kit for Python. In the AWS console, search for Cloud9, create a new environment, and open it once it's ready. Final steps and reminders. Check that Python and pip are installed by running Python 3-version and pip-version in the terminal. Then install Boto 3 with pip install Boto 3. Keep in mind, using Cloud9 and making Bedrock API calls may incur costs. Today, let's walk through how to interact with an Amazon Bedrock Foundation model using Python. We'll cover setting up your environment, making a request, and formatting the response for your application. Setting up the Bedrock client. Start by creating a Python file, such as main.py. Import the Boto 3 Software Development Kit, or SDK, and the JSON library. Next, set up a Bedrock client by creating a variable like BR-client and calling Boto 3 client with the Bedrock runtime. Be sure to specify the region where you have model access, such as US East 1. Making a model request. Split your code into a request and response section. In the request section, select your model, like the command model from Cohere, and set up your prompt. You can copy the API request code from the Bedrock console, making it easy to switch models by changing the model ID. Handling the response. Invoke the model using the Invoke Model method on your BR client, passing in your request details. prints the response to see the metadata, but to get the actual answer, use JSON to load the body from the response. Customizing output. If your answer is cut off, increase the number of tokens in your request. To display only the prompt and answer, parse the payload to extract just the text you need. Now you have a clean, formatted response.
Today, we're exploring how to generate images from text using the Stable Diffusion model from Stability AI. This process uses Python code and API calls, making it accessible for anyone interested in creative AI applications. Setting up the model. First, you'll need to set up your Bedrock client. The client itself stays the same, but you'll need to select the right model. Head to the Bedrock console, choose the Stability AI provider, and select the version you want. For this example, we're using version 0.8. Modifying the code. Copy the API request for your chosen model and paste it into your code. Update the prompt to describe the image you want, like a bunny in a cowboy hat. The response handling code remains unchanged, but parsing the response will be different. Handling the image response. To work with images, import the base 64 and I/O modules, and from Pillow, import image. If Pillow isn't installed, run pip3 install bodo3 pillow. Extract the base 64 image data from the response, decode it, and open it as an image stream. Saving and using the image. Finally, save your image, for example as cowboybunny.png. You could open this file to see your generated image. You could even upload it to Amazon S3 for use on websites or other applications. That's text-to-image generation with Stable Diffusion. Let us break down the two main Bedrock Runtime API calls you can use to invoke model and how they impact your application's user experience. The Invoke Model API call. First, there's the Invoke Model API call. When you use this, you send your prompt and receive the entire response in one chunk. For example, if you ask for meal ideas, you wait until the model finishes generating the full answer before you see anything. This works well for short responses, but for longer ones, it can mean users are left waiting. The Streaming API call. The second option is the Invoke Model with Response Stream API call. This streams the response back in multiple chunks, so users can start reading as soon as the model begins generating. This is especially useful for chatbots or applications where speed matters, since users do not have to wait for the full response. How to check streaming support. Not every Bedrock Foundation model supports streaming. To check, use the AWS Bedrock List Foundation Models command and look for the Response Streaming Supported attribute, or check an individual model with the Get Foundation Model command. Summary. Both API calls return the same content, but streaming delivers it faster. Choose the right method for your application's needs. Amazon Bedrock Security and Privacy. Amazon Bedrock is a fully managed service that lets you build generative artificial intelligence applications using popular foundation models, all without managing infrastructure. But how does Bedrock keep your data secure and private? Security and encryption. Security starts with encryption. In Amazon Bedrock, all customer data, including prompts and model responses, is encrypted in transit using Transport Layer Security versions 1.2 and 1.3, and at rest with customer-managed keys in the AWS Key Management Service, or KMS. This means you control access to your data through key policies and grants, ensuring only authorized users can access sensitive information. Privacy and data protection. Privacy is a top concern for organizations. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, guarantees that your data will never be used to train Amazon Titan or any other foundation models within Bedrock. Your data is not stored in service logs. When you fine-tune a model, Bedrock creates a unique copy, training only that version with your data. You can further protect data by using AWS Private Link, keeping traffic within your virtual private cloud. Guardrails and Safe AI. Bedrock also includes guardrails, which let you apply controls to user inputs and model outputs, ensuring safe, on-topic, and policy-aligned AI interactions. With these features, Amazon Bedrock empowers you to build secure, private, and responsible generative artificial intelligence applications.
Access control. Amazon Bedrock uses Identity and Access Management, or IAM, to control who can access your resources. You can set identity-based policies for users in the AWS console, command line interface, or API, and even restrict access at the individual model level. Managed policies offer full or read-only access, while custom policies allow for more granular control. Attribute-based access control, or ABAC, is also supported by tagging users or roles. Auditing and monitoring. Auditing is essential for organizations with strict monitoring requirements. With AWS CloudTrail, you can track all API calls and user activity within Bedrock and other AWS services, making troubleshooting and compliance easier. Amazon CloudWatch lets you define and monitor key metrics in custom dashboards. Model invocation logging provides full audit tracing by storing all input, output, and metadata for Bedrock calls in CloudWatch logs or Amazon S3. Governance and compliance. Amazon Bedrock supports data sovereignty by storing your data only in the AWS region you use. It meets major compliance standards, including the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, Service Organization Controls, or SOC, Cloud Security Alliance Star Level 2, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, and the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. Responsible AI and guardrails. Finally, Bedrock offers guardrails to help you build responsible AI applications, ensuring governance and compliance remain central to your workflows. Amazon Bedrock is making responsible AI easier with guardrails, a set of safeguards designed to keep generative AI applications safe, appropriate, and aligned with your company's standards. Why guardrails matter. With the rise of AI systems, there's also been an increase in attempts to misuse them. Users might submit inappropriate prompts or try to bypass security, and even the underlying models can sometimes generate harmful or sensitive responses. How guardrails work. Guardrails in Amazon Bedrock give administrators granular control over both user inputs and model outputs. This means you can set the degree and strength of filtering needed, not just for standard models, but also for any fine-tuned models you use. 4 key guardrail features. First, deny topics let you block specific subjects like politics or investment advice using natural language and example phrases. Second, content filters allow you to set thresholds for harmful content in both prompts and responses. Third, PII redaction detects and removes personally identifiable information to protect privacy. Fourth, word filters block profanity, competitor names, or other sensitive terms, with options to mask or replace them. Consistent protection across all applications. Guardrails add an extra layer of protection consistently applied across all your Amazon Bedrock applications, including autonomous agents, regardless of the foundation model you choose. high-performance text analysis with Hugging Face GPT-2 on AWS Neuron with AWS Inferentia. The Hugging Face pre-trained GPT-2 model, built with the PyTorch framework, is designed to generate coherent and contextually relevant text. In this video, we focus on feature extraction, where GPT-2 processes input text and converts it into numerical features. This process is crucial for advanced text analysis tasks, such as sentiment analysis and automated content generation. AWS Deep Learning AMI and PyTorch integration. To streamline development, we use the single framework AWS Deep Learning Amazon Machine Image, or AMI, integrated with Neuron and PyTorch. PyTorch, an open-source machine learning framework based on Python and the Torch library, is directly compatible with Hugging Face's Transformers library. This compatibility ensures seamless operation of GPT-2's parameters and operations. The AMI comes pre-configured with essential tools like Jupyter, allowing data scientists to start developing and training models immediately without manual setup. EC2 INF2 instances for high-performance inference. For high-performance inference, EC2 INF2 instances with AWS Inferentia accelerators are the preferred choice. These instances are optimized for high throughput and low latency inference, making them ideal for real-time applications and large-scale text processing with GPT-2. Summary and key benefits. By combining GPT-2, AWS Deep Learning AMI, and INF2 instances, users achieve accelerated inference, cost savings, and consistently high-quality feature extraction for advanced text analysis. Before you can launch ENF2 instances in Amazon Web Services, or AWS, for Hugging Face GPT-2 feature extraction, you need to make sure your account has the right service quotas. AWS sets default limits to manage resources and prevent overuse, so checking these quotas is a crucial first step. Navigating service quotas. Start by opening the AWS Management Console and heading to the Service Quotas console. Use the search function to find quotas related to Elastic Compute Cloud, or EC2 services. Make sure you are in a region that supports ENF2 instances, such as US East or US West. Requesting a quota increase. Search for ENF in the quota search bar and select the quota for running on-demand ENF2 instances. If your quota is less than 4, click Request Increase at the account level on the Details page. In the request form, specify an increase to at least 4 virtual CPUs, or vCPUs, which is the minimum needed for ENF2.xlarge instances. Monitoring and next steps. After submitting your request, AWS will review it, usually within a few days. You can track your request's status in the Service Quotas dashboard. Once approved, you'll receive an email and can proceed to launch your ENF2 instance for feature extraction. Establishing a secure SSH connection to your Amazon EC2 instance is essential for managing your server directly from the command line. Let's walk through the steps to connect safely and efficiently. Preparing your PEM file. Begin by opening your terminal or command prompt. Navigate to the folder where your PEM file is stored, which is often your downloads directory. You can do this by typing cd downloads. For security, update your PEM file's permissions by entering chmod 400 gptkey.pem. This step ensures that only you can read the file, which is crucial for protecting your private key. Retrieving the SSH command. Next, head to the Amazon Web Services Management Console and open the EC2 dashboard. Select your instance,
click the Connect button and go to the SSH Client tab. At the bottom, you'll find a command example. Copy this SSH command as it contains your instance's public IP address and the path to your PEM file. Connecting to your EC2 instance. Paste the SSH command into your terminal. If the username is set to root, change it to EC2-user for most Amazon Linux instances. Press Enter to initiate the connection. Confirmation and success. If prompted, confirm the host's authenticity by typing yes. Once connected, you'll see your EC2 instance's welcome page, confirming a successful and secure SSH connection. Establishing a secure SSH connection to your instance is essential for direct control over your environment. In this guide, we will walk through each step to ensure you can safely access your instance's command line interface. Preparing your environment. Begin by launching your terminal or command prompt. Next, navigate to the folder where your PEM file is stored, which is often the Downloads folder. You can do this by typing cd downloads. For security, set the correct permissions on your PEM file by entering chmod 400 gptkey.pem. This step is crucial to protect your private key from unauthorized access. Retrieving the SSH command. Now, head over to the Amazon Web Services Management Console and open the EC2 dashboard. Select your instance, then click the Connect button. In the SSH Client tab, scroll to the bottom and copy the provided SSH command example. This command is tailored for your specific instance and will be used to initiate the connection. Connecting to your instance. Return to your terminal and paste the SSH command. If the command uses root as the username, change it to EC2-user for most Amazon Linux instances. On your first connection, confirm the host's authenticity by typing yes and pressing Enter. Once connected, you'll see your EC2 instance's welcome page, confirming a successful connection. To get started with feature extraction using the Hugging Face GPT-2 model on AWS, it is essential to activate the PyTorch Neuron environment and verify all necessary dependencies. Let's walk through the key steps to ensure your setup is optimized for inference tasks. Activating the PyTorch Neuron environment. After connecting to your AWS instance via SSH, make sure your system packages are up to date by running sudo yum update with the -y flag. Next, activate the specialized PyTorch Neuron environment using the command provided in your AWS instance's welcome message. This environment is tailored for efficient inferential tasks with models like GPT-2. Verifying dependencies for GPT-2. For feature extraction with Hugging Face GPT-2, confirm that essential pip packages are installed. These include Torch Neuron, which accelerates PyTorch models on AWS Inferentia chips, Neuron CC for model optimization, and the Transformers library for easy model deployment. Use pip list or pip show to check package versions and ensure everything is current. Exploring Neuron SDK command line tools. The Neuron SDK offers powerful tools for managing your environment. Neuron LS displays Neuron device details, while Neuron Top provides real-time monitoring of neuron core utilization and memory. These tools help you optimize performance and ensure your models are running efficiently on AWS. Let us walk through how to start a Jupyter notebook in Amazon Web Services, or AWS, using the PyTorch environment provided by the Deep Learning Amazon Machine Image, or AMI. Verifying environment. First, ensure you are connected to your AWS instance via Secure Shell, or SSH, and that the PyTorch environment is active. Look for the AWS Neuron PyTorch prefix in your command prompt to confirm. Setting up Jupyter Notebook.
Jupyter Notebook is an interactive web application for code, text, and visualizations. It comes pre-installed with the Deep Learning AMI, so you do not need to install it. Check its version by running Jupyter Notebook -- version in your terminal. Installing and registering kernels. To maximize performance, install a new Jupyter kernel linked to the Neuron PyTorch environment. This kernel, displayed as Python Torch Neuron X, ensures your notebook uses the optimized setup for AWS Neuron hardware. Launching Jupyter Notebook and SSH tunneling. Start Jupyter Notebook with Jupyter Notebook -- no browser -port equals 8888. Then set up SSH tunneling by adding -L 8888 localhost 8888 to your SSH command, securely forwarding traffic to your local machine. Accessing the notebook. Finally, enter the provided URL with a token in your browser to access your Jupyter Notebook interface securely from your local computer. Introduction and environment setup. To set up and optimize GPT-2 with AWS Neuron, start by creating a new Jupyter Notebook. Select the Python Torch Neuron X kernel, which links to the Neuron PyTorch environment. Install required dependencies, including a compatible version of the transformers package. Model preparation and customization. Set the tokenizer's parallelism environment variable to true to suppress tokenization warnings. Import PyTorch, the AWS Neuron SDK for PyTorch, and the Hugging Face Transformers library. Create a custom wrapper class for GPT-2 to ensure compatibility with AWS Neuron's tracing process. Model compilation and monitoring. Load the GPT-2 tokenizer and model, set the padding token, and initialize them within your custom wrapper. Encode a sample input, then run inference on the CPU. Use torch-neuron-trace to compile the model for AWS Neuron. Monitor inferentia chip usage in real time with Neuron-top. Saving, testing, and benchmarking. Save the compiled model as a Torch script file for easy deployment. Compare inference outputs between the CPU and Neuron-optimized models to ensure consistency. Benchmark inference times for both versions to measure performance improvements. Results and verification. The Neuron-optimized model runs approximately 92.51 times faster than the CPU version while maintaining output accuracy. Use Neuron-LS to confirm your deployment is utilizing AWS Inferentia chips, ensuring accelerated performance and efficient deep learning model deployment. Scaling GPUs with EC2 Ultra clusters. Introduction to EC2 Ultra clusters. EC2 Ultra clusters are redefining what's possible in cloud computing, especially for GPU-powered workloads. Designed for the most demanding tasks, these clusters deliver computational power that was once only available to supercomputers. Unmatched GPU power and scalability. With the ability to scale up to thousands of high-performance GPUs, EC2 Ultra clusters are ideal for graphics rendering, machine learning, and scientific simulations. This massive scalability means developers can instantly access the raw power needed for the most intensive computational projects. Specialized hardware and networking. Ultra clusters include specialized machine learning accelerators like AWS Trn1, which is built to speed up artificial intelligence model training and execution. High-speed elastic fabric adapter networking ensures rapid data transfer and efficient communication between thousands of EC2 instances, all within the same AWS availability zone. Flexible access and storage solutions. Users benefit from a pay-as-you-go model, eliminating the need for costly infrastructure. EC2 Ultra clusters also integrate Amazon FSx for Lustre, a fully managed high-performance parallel file system that processes massive datasets with sub-millisecond latency. Advanced architecture and real-world impact. The latest EC2 P5 and Trn1 instances use second-generation ultra-cluster architecture, reducing latency and boosting scalability. This makes supercomputer-level performance accessible for machine learning, generative AI, and high-performance computing.
Graphics processing units, or GPUs, are best known for powering stunning visuals in gaming and video editing. But their impact goes far beyond graphics. Today, GPUs are essential in fields like deep learning, data science, finance, and manufacturing. GPU computing and cloud flexibility. GPU computing means using GPUs for tasks once handled by the central processing unit, or CPU. This shift allows for faster, more efficient data processing. With cloud services like Amazon Web Services, or AWS, businesses can access powerful GPUs remotely, paying only for what they use. This flexibility removes the need for expensive hardware and ongoing maintenance. Comparing CPUs and GPUs. CPUs are the main processors in computers, handling a wide range of tasks. GPUs, on the other hand, specialize in complex, simultaneous calculations. Both have multiple cores and internal memory, but GPUs excel at parallel processing, making them ideal for demanding workloads. Real-world applications of GPUs. GPUs shine in deep learning, where they help computers analyze data like the human brain. They are also crucial in high-performance computing, such as geoscientific simulations and financial modeling, processing vast data quickly and efficiently. From gaming to artificial intelligence, GPUs are transforming modern computing, making advanced technology accessible and efficient for everyone.
Scaling GPU workloads in the cloud just got easier with Amazon EC2 Ultra clusters. These clusters offer powerful GPU instances designed for demanding machine learning and high-performance computing tasks. EC2 P5 instances, Amazon EC2 P5 instances feature the latest NVIDIA H100 Tensor Core GPUs, delivering the highest performance in EC2 for deep learning and computationally intensive workloads. Deployed in second-generation Ultra clusters, P5 instances can scale up to 20,000 GPUs connected by a high-speed, congestion-free network. This setup achieves up to 20 exaflops of computing power, enabling faster model training and reducing costs by up to 40% compared to previous generations. EC2 P4D instances. Amazon EC2 P4D instances use NVIDIA A100 Tensor Core GPUs, offering strong performance for machine learning and high-performance computing. Ultra clusters of P4D instances can scale to over 4,000 GPUs with petabit-scale networking and integration with the AWS Nitro system for improved security and efficiency. Spot instances can reduce costs by up to 90%. Storage and networking. Both P5 and P4D instances leverage Amazon FSx for Lustre for high-throughput storage and Amazon S3 for virtually limitless, cost-effective storage. Advanced networking ensures rapid data transfer. Use cases and benefits. These solutions accelerate tasks like drug discovery, seismic analysis, and generative AI, empowering faster innovation and flexible scaling for your most demanding projects. Amazon EC2 Trn1 instances are purpose-built for training machine learning models in the cloud, offering a leap in efficiency and performance compared to traditional GPU-based instances. Key differences. Unlike GPU instances such as EC2 P4D and P5, which integrate CPU, GPU, storage, and networking on shared infrastructure, Trn1 instances are designed specifically for deep learning. They offload networking, storage, and security to dedicated hardware using the AWS Nitro system, reducing CPU load and boosting performance. Unique features. Trn1 instances are powered by AWS Trainium chips, featuring up to 16 Trainium accelerators and 512 gigabytes of high-bandwidth memory. This setup delivers up to 3 petaflops of performance, making them ideal for training large language models and generative artificial intelligence models with over 100 billion parameters. Performance and scaling. When deployed in Amazon EC2 Ultra clusters, Trn1 instances can scale up to 30,000 Trainium accelerators, connected by a petabit-scale network for supercomputing class performance. The newer Trn1N instances double network bandwidth, enabling up to 20% faster training and 50% cost savings. Use cases and integration. Trn1 instances excel in natural language processing, image and video generation, recommendation systems, and fraud detection. They integrate seamlessly with popular machine learning frameworks like PyTorch and TensorFlow, streamlining model training and reducing infrastructure management overhead. Understanding the AWS Nitro system. If you have ever launched an Amazon EC2 instance, chances are you have already benefited from the AWS Nitro system. But what exactly is Nitro, and why is it so important for modern cloud computing? What is the AWS Nitro system? Introduced in 2017 with the C5 instance types, the AWS Nitro system is a foundational platform that powers the latest generation of EC2 instances. It was developed as part of Amazon Web Services' ongoing efforts to innovate in the field of compute, and since its launch, all new EC2 instance types have used Nitro. Key features and components. The Nitro system is unique to AWS and combines purpose-built hardware with specialized software. This combination allows AWS to rapidly innovate while meeting the evolving needs of its customers. Nitro is not a single device, but rather a collection of components that work together to deliver enhanced performance, security, and flexibility for EC2 instances. The 3 core components. At its core, the AWS Nitro system consists of 3 main elements: Nitro cards, the Nitro security chip, and the Nitro hypervisor. Each plays a specific role in offloading functions, securing data, and efficiently managing virtualization on AWS hosts. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, uses specialized hardware called Nitro cards to manage key functions in its cloud infrastructure. There are 4 different Nitro cards, each designed for a specific task within the AWS Nitro system. VPC Networking Nitro Card. The VPC Networking Nitro Card is purpose-built to handle all Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC, networking requests. It uses an Elastic Network Adapter, or ENA, to provide enhanced networking capabilities and supports all major AWS operating systems. This card manages the VPC data plane, processing networking requests like security groups, routing, and network performance limits, ensuring your instances communicate efficiently and securely. EBS Nitro Card.
The AWS Nitro card connects your instances to block storage using a non-volatile memory express or NVMe controller. This setup allows for low latency and high data transfer rates when working with the elastic block store service. The AWS Nitro card's data plane also supports encryption for your storage volumes. Instance Storage Nitro card. The Instance Storage Nitro card, also managed by an NVMe controller, focuses on local instance storage. Its data plane monitors drive health, alerting you to potential degradation in the NAND flash memory so you can take action before data loss occurs. Nitro Card Controller. Finally, the Nitro Card Controller, or System Controller, acts as the brain of the Nitro system. It coordinates communication between all Nitro cards, interacts with the Nitro hypervisor, and works with the Nitro security chip to ensure a secure boot through a hardware root of trust. The Nitro security chip is a custom microcontroller embedded directly onto the motherboard of the host. Its main job is to protect hardware resources and enforce what is called the hardware root of trust, making it a critical part of the Nitro system. Core functions. This chip traps all input and output to non-volatile storage and securely holds system boot information. By doing this, it allows for measurement and validation checks to be performed, ensuring the system starts up safely and securely every time. Security features. Importantly, only the Nitro card controller can control or write to the chip, not any instance. The security chip also constantly monitors all hardware interfaces, providing an extra layer of protection for the entire system. Since its launch in 2017, the AWS Nitro system has transformed the way Amazon Web Services, or AWS, delivers cloud infrastructure. By reimagining the underlying hardware and software, Nitro has set a new standard for performance, security, and flexibility in the cloud. Innovation and performance improvements. One of Nitro's biggest advantages is its ability to update software on Nitro cards without interrupting running instances. This means AWS can innovate faster and deliver new features seamlessly. Performance has also seen a significant boost, with developments like the AWS Inferentia chip, a high-performance machine learning inference chip built on Nitro, released at the end of 2018. Expanded CPU architecture and flexibility. Before Nitro, AWS instances only ran on Intel processors. Now, thanks to Nitro, customers can choose between Intel, ARM, or AMD chips. This expanded CPU architecture gives users more flexibility and options to match their performance needs. Bare metal instances and specialized workloads. Nitro has also accelerated the development of AWS bare metal instances. These instances allow applications to run directly on physical hardware, which is essential for specialized workloads that require non-virtualized environments for support or licensing reasons. Summary of benefits. The AWS Nitro system delivers enhanced innovation, improved security, and greater performance, making it a cornerstone of AWS's cloud offerings. Now let's dive into the exam questions and answers for the AWS Certified Generative AI Developer Professional. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, we'd love for you to join our growing community. Just hit that subscribe button. Want a downloadable PDF of these questions and answers? You can grab it from our website, www.shapingpixels.com. Full link is in the description below. Question 1. A startup is building a chatbot that must provide financial advisory responses using data from the company's private documents stored in Amazon S3. The developer wants to use an LLM hosted in Amazon Bedrock and augment its responses with relevant internal data without retraining the model. Which approach should the developer take?
A. Fine-tune the foundation model in Amazon Bedrock with all company documents. B. Use Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases to implement a retrieval augmented generation (RAG) workflow. C. Deploy the LLM in Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart and import embeddings manually. D. Stream all documents directly to the model via Invoke Model with Response Stream API. Correct answer B. Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases provide a managed RAG capability that indexes enterprise data into a vector store, retrieves relevant context during inference, and injects it into prompts, achieving domain-aware, secure, and cost-efficient answers without fine-tuning. Incorrect answers. Fine-tune the foundation model in Amazon Bedrock. Fine-tuning modifies model weights and requires significant training data and cost. RAG is preferable for dynamic data integration without retraining. C. Deploy the LLM in SageMaker Jumpstart. While Jumpstart supports fine-tuning, it doesn't provide built-in RAG retrieval pipelines like Bedrock knowledge bases. D. Stream all documents via Invoke Model with Response Stream. The streaming API is for real-time token delivery, not for feeding large corpora or context augmentation. Question 2. A team uses Amazon Q Developer to accelerate their CI/CD workflow. They need a way for Q Developer to analyze code commits and automatically suggest unit tests in their repository. Which AWS integration achieves this with minimal setup? A. Amazon Q Developer integrated with AWS CodeCatalyst. B. Amazon Bedrock Flows with SageMaker Pipeline Invocation. C. AWS Lambda triggered by Amazon Q Developer CLI commands. D. Amazon Q Developer connected to Amazon Connect for developer chat support. Correct answer A. AWS CodeCatalyst integrates directly with Amazon Q Developer, enabling AI-powered code review, testing recommendations, and commit automation within the development lifecycle through agentic AI workflows. Incorrect answers. B. Bedrock flows with SageMaker pipeline. Flows are used for orchestrating LLM tasks, not for code management or test suggestions in CI/CD. C. AWS Lambda triggered by CLI. Lambda does not natively connect to Q Developer for code analysis tasks. D. Amazon Q Developer with Amazon Connect. Connect is a contact center service, not a development integration. Question 3. An enterprise plans to use Amazon Bedrock agents to create a help desk assistant that can look up order status and trigger refunds. Which AWS service is most appropriate for allowing the agent to invoke business logic securely? A. Amazon Lex. B. AWS Lambda. C. Amazon Kendra. D. Amazon CloudWatch. Correct answer is B. Bedrock agents can call Lambda functions securely to execute custom business logic, such as fetching orders or processing refunds through API invocations with IAM-controlled permissions, enabling autonomous task execution within guardrails. Incorrect answers. A. Amazon Lex. Lex handles conversational interfaces but cannot directly execute back-end logic without Lambda. C. Amazon Kendra. Kendra is for enterprise search and document retrieval, not logic execution. D. Amazon CloudWatch. CloudWatch provides monitoring and metrics, not agentic integration for workflow automation. Question 4. A developer builds a generative AI application using Amazon Bedrock and wants to track prompt latency and model cost per request. Which AWS service is best suited for this requirement? A. Amazon CloudWatch with custom metrics. B. AWS Config. C. AWS Shield Advanced. Correct answer A. CloudWatch can collect custom metrics such as latency, token usage, and cost per prompt via Bedrock's SDK, allowing developers to monitor and optimize performance and spending of AI workloads. Incorrect answers. B. AWS Config tracks resource compliance, not application metrics. C. AWS Shield Advanced provides DDoS protection, irrelevant to model performance tracking. D. Amazon Macy detects sensitive data in S3, not used for AI monitoring. Question 5. A developer is using Amazon Bedrock Flows to chain AI tasks for a marketing content pipeline. Step 1 generates text. Step 2 summarizes it. Step 3 translates it. Which feature simplifies maintaining and versioning prompts for each step? A. Prompt management in Amazon Bedrock. B. Amazon Comprehend custom entities. C. AWS Glue Job bookmarks. Or D. Amazon Code Guru Reviewer. Correct answer A. Amazon Bedrock Prompt Management enables developers to create, version, and reuse prompt templates, ensuring consistent prompt chaining and easy updates across Bedrock flows. Incorrect answers. B. Comprehend custom entities, used for entity recognition, not prompt lifecycle management. C. Glue job bookmarks track ETL state unrelated to prompt workflows. D. Code Guru Reviewer analyzes code quality, not prompt templates. Question 6. An organization wants to use Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart to customize a Bedrock model for legal document summarization. Which technique minimizes training costs while achieving domain adaptation? A. Full fine-tuning of all model parameters. B. Lightweight adapter-based fine-tuning, LoRa. C. Continued pre-training on all raw data. D. Prompt engineering only without any training. Correct answer. B. LoRa, low rank adaptation, adds small trainable layers to a frozen model for efficient domain adaptation, significantly reducing compute cost and training time while preserving general capabilities. Incorrect answers. A. Full fine-tuning, resource-intensive and rarely needed for domain adaptation. C. Continued pre-training, requires massive unlabeled data and infrastructure. D. Prompt engineering only, improves results but cannot alter model weights for domain specificity. Question 7. A financial firm uses Amazon Bedrock agents that generate client summaries. To prevent exposure of personally identifiable information, PII, what should they implement? A. Content filtering policies and guardrails in Bedrock. B. Amazon EC2 network ACLs. C. S3 lifecycle policies. D. AWS backup vault lock. Correct answer. A. Amazon Bedrock provides guardrails that screen inputs and outputs to block PII or sensitive content, supporting responsible AI use and data privacy requirements. Incorrect answers. B. Network ACLs control traffic at VPC level, not AI content safety. C. Lifecycle policies. Manage object retention, not runtime output filtering. D. Backup vault lock. Prevents deletion of backups, unrelated to content moderation. Question 8. A developer needs to invoke a foundation model from Amazon Bedrock using Python to generate responses in real time as tokens are produced. Which Bedrock API operation should they use? A. Invoke model. B. Invoke model with response stream. C. Start async invoke. D. Create model endpoint. Correct answer B. Invoke model with response stream provides streaming responses token by token, enabling low latency generation for chat or interactive apps. It's ideal for real-time experiences where users see words appear as they're generated. Incorrect answers. Invoke model returns output only after full completion, not suited for streaming. C. Start async invoke launches asynchronous jobs that finish later, used for long-running batch tasks. D. Create model endpoint used to deploy custom models in SageMaker, not to call Bedrock FMs. Question 9. A retail company wants to generate localized product descriptions across 10 languages while controlling inference cost. Which feature of Amazon Bedrock can reduce repeat inference charges for frequently requested prompts? A. Prompt chaining. B. Prompt caching. C. Model evaluation jobs. D. Knowledge base embeddings. Correct answer B. Domain caching stores and reuses identical model responses to reduce latency and cost for repeated queries. It's an optimization strategy highlighted in Domain 3 for production scalability. Incorrect answers. A. Prompt chaining combines multiple prompts into workflows but doesn't cache results. C. Model evaluation jobs used to assess quality, not cost optimization. D. Knowledge base embeddings aid retrieval in RAG workflows but do not minimize inference costs directly. Question 10. A health tech firm is building a generative summarization service that must comply with HIPAA. Which AWS practice ensures data privacy when transmitting patient information to a Bedrock model? A. Encrypt data at rest only in S3. B. Use HTTPS and KMS-based encryption for data in transit. C. Rely on CloudFront caching for security. D. Store inputs unencrypted for faster processing. Correct answer B. AWS requires TLS encryption for API calls and supports KMS to protect sensitive payloads, ensuring data confidentiality during Bedrock inference requests in regulated industries like healthcare. Incorrect answers. A. Encrypt at rest only does not cover transit security. C. CloudFront caching improves performance, not compliance. D. Unencrypted inputs would violate HIPAA security requirements. Question 11. A developer wants to compare outputs from two LLMs hosted on Amazon Bedrock to evaluate which provides better factual accuracy. What feature can help automate this comparison? A. Amazon Bedrock evaluations. B. AWS step functions. C. Amazon CloudTrail insights. D. Amazon Comprehend entity recognition. Correct answer A. Bedrock evaluations lets developers run jobs that measure model performance metrics, like how accurate or coherent they are, across multiple models or prompt variations to choose the best fit for production. Incorrect answers. B. Step functions.
orchestrates workflows but doesn't score models. C. Cloud Trail Insights, audits API usage, not model quality. D. Comprehend Entity Recognition, extracts entities from text but can't evaluate model performance.
Question 12. A startup uses Amazon Q Developer CLI to automate documentation generation for Python projects. Which AWS benefit best describes this use case? A. Agentic AI automation for developer productivity. B. Asynchronous model training optimization. C. Prompt template versioning for multilingual apps. D. Vector database indexing for RAG.
Correct answer: A. Amazon Q Developer uses agentic AI to perform tasks like generating code snippets, tests, and documentation, automating repetitive developer operations through contextual understanding of repositories. Correct answer: A. Amazon Q Developer uses agentic AI to perform tasks like generating code snippets, tests, and documentation, automating repetitive developer operations through contextual understanding of repositories.
Question 13. A company wants its generative AI chatbot to cite sources for every answer. Which AWS service combination provides this functionality? A. Amazon Kendra plus Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases. B. Amazon Lex plus AWS Poly. C. Amazon Comprehend plus SageMaker ground truth. D. Amazon Q Developer plus Code Pipeline. Correct answer is A. Kendra indexes and retrieves documents with relevance metadata, while Bedrock knowledge bases inject context and citations into LLM responses, enabling auditable answers with references. Incorrect answers. B. Lex plus Poly handles speech interfaces, not document retrieval. C. Comprehend plus ground truth used for NLP labeling, not source citing. D. Q Developer plus Code Pipeline, automation tools, not RAG systems. Question 14. An AI team notices their Bedrock application latency doubles after deploying a larger model. Which AWS strategy reduces response time without sacrificing model quality? A. Use provisioned throughput capacity for Bedrock invocations. B. Switch to Amazon CloudFront Edge Cache for API responses. C. Increase S3 bucket versioning. D. Enable Macy sensitive data scanning. Correct answer A. Provisioned throughput allocates dedicated compute capacity to reduce cold start delays and latency for frequent model invocations, improving interactive response time. Incorrect answers. B. CloudFront caches static content, not dynamic model inference. C. S3 versioning controls object versions, unrelated to inference. D. Macy focuses on data security, not performance. Question 15. A developer wants to deploy a serverless API that calls a Bedrock model for text summarization. Which architecture is most cost-efficient? A. API Gateway plus AWS Lambda plus Amazon Bedrock API. B. Elastic Beanstalk hosting a Python app calling Bedrock. C. Amazon ECS Fargate cluster with Bedrock SDK. D. Dedicated EC2 instance calling Bedrock endpoints. Correct answer A. A serverless stack using API Gateway and Lambda invokes Bedrock on demand, scaling automatically and charging only for usage, best for cost optimization and low maintenance. Incorrect answers. B. Elastic Beanstalk maintains servers and incurs idle costs. C. ECS Fargate, more suited for persistent workloads. D. EC2, manual scaling and higher cost. Question 16. A data science team fine-tunes a Bedrock model with Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart. They need to deploy it with automated monitoring for model drift. Which service pair meets this need? A. Amazon SageMaker Model Monitor plus Amazon CloudWatch. B. Amazon CloudTrail plus AWS Backup. C. Amazon Kendra plus IAM Access Analyzer. D. Amazon Comprehend plus Bedrock Flows. Question 16. A data science team fine-tunes a Bedrock model with Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart. They need to deploy it with automated monitoring for model drift. Which service pair meets this need? A. Amazon SageMaker Model Monitor plus Amazon CloudWatch. B. Amazon CloudTrail plus AWS Backup. C. Amazon Kendra plus IAM Access Analyzer. D. Amazon Comprehend plus Bedrock Flows. Incorrect answers. B. CloudTrail plus Backup track API logs in data retention, not model accuracy. C. Kendra plus IAM Analyzer focus on search and permissions. D. Comprehend plus Flows NLP analysis and workflow, not monitoring. Question 17. A developer is evaluating which foundation model in Bedrock offers best code generation capabilities. Where can they find official performance benchmarks and supported model metadata? A. Amazon Bedrock Model Catalog. B. AWS Marketplace. C. Amazon S3 Public Datasets. Or D. AWS CloudFormation Registry. Correct answer. The model catalog lists available foundation models from AWS and partners, with metadata such as parameters, use cases, pricing, and benchmark results. Incorrect answers. B. Marketplace hosts third-party software, not model benchmarks. C. S3 datasets contain data, not model info. D. CloudFormation Registry stores infrastructure resource types. Question 18. An engineering team wants to run a scheduled job that automatically updates their Bedrock knowledge base with new customer FAQs from S3. Which service best orchestrates this process? A. AWS Step Functions. B. Amazon Comprehend. C. Amazon QuickSight. D. AWS X-Ray. Correct answer is A. Step functions can schedule and coordinate Lambda tasks that extract new data from S3 and update Bedrock knowledge bases as part of a reliable workflow. Incorrect answers. B. Comprehend performs NLP, not orchestration. C. QuickSight used for BI visualization. D. X-ray used for tracing applications. Question 19. A media startup is building a multimodal app that creates short video scripts and voiceovers. Which service combination enables text generation and speech synthesis within AWS? A. Amazon Bedrock plus Amazon Poly. B. Amazon Kendra plus Amazon Comprehend. C. AWS Transcribe plus Amazon Lex. Or D. Amazon Textract plus AWS Lambda. Correct answer A. Bedrock generates creative text and Poly converts text to lifelike speech, enabling end-to-end multimodal content generation on AWS. Incorrect answers. B. Kendra plus Comprehend, used for text search and analysis. C. Transcribe plus Lex, convert speech to text and chat, not text to speech. D. Textract plus Lambda, extract text from images, not generate voice. Question 20. A developer implements Amazon Bedrock data automation to prepare large text datasets for fine-tuning. Which benefit best describes this feature? A. Automated data transformation and pre-processing at scale. B. Encrypts datasets for compliance. C. Creates Lambda functions for data uploads. D. Caches model responses for fast inference. Correct answer. Amazon Bedrock Data Automation streamlines dataset cleansing, tokenization, and formatting, reducing manual steps when preparing training or prompt augmentation data for large models. Incorrect answers. B. Encrypts datasets, handled by S3 and KMS, not a core feature here. C. Creates Lambda functions. Automation is data-centric, not serverless deployment. D. Caches model responses. That's prompt caching, not data automation. Question 21. A logistics AI platform must automatically summarize daily shipping reports and email them to operations staff. Which AWS workflow achieves this? A. Step functions orchestrating S3 input, Bedrock summarization, and SNS email delivery. B. EC2 cron job manually invoking Bedrock. C. Glue crawler pipelines. D. CloudFront triggers. Correct answer A. Step functions manage multi-step workflows with built-in retries and state tracking. By integrating S3, Bedrock, and SNS, the workflow can automatically summarize and distribute daily reports with high reliability and no manual intervention. Incorrect answers. B. EC2 increases operational overhead. C. Glue, not a workflow orchestrator for inference. D. CloudFront distributes files, not orchestrates processes. Question 22. A multinational energy company wants to restrict Bedrock usage in one business unit due to budget limits. Which AWS governance mechanism applies? A. Service Control Policies, SCPs, under AWS organizations to restrict Bedrock access. B. IAM local policies only. C. NAT gateway egress filters. D. Glue dataset limits. Correct answer A. SCPs apply across all accounts in an organization, enabling administrators to centrally deny or allow Bedrock usage for specific organizational units. This ensures budget compliance and governance consistency at scale. Incorrect answers. B. IAM works within individual accounts but lacks organizational enforcement. C. NAT controls network routing, not service access. D. Glue limits irrelevant to Bedrock service governance. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, we'd love for you to join our growing community. Just hit that subscribe button. Want a downloadable PDF of these questions and answers? You can grab it from our website, www.shapingpixel.com. Full link is in the description below. Happy learning!